What if dragons were real? Not in the sky, but in the ocean. Because there's a shark so ancient, so strange, it hasn't changed in 80 million years. With a body like a serpent, gills that look like a dragon's mane, and jaws lined with 300 needle teeth. It may be the closest thing we have to a living dragon. This is the frilled shark, the dragon of the deep. Long before science gave it a name, people across the Pacific already knew of dragons in the water. In Hawaii, they spoke of the mo'o, serpent-like spirits that lived in ponds, rivers, and the sea. They could bring rain, guard sacred waters, or punish the careless by dragging them under. In New Zealand, Maori told of Ngarara Huarau, a monstrous eel that lurked in the ocean trenches, feared for its power to swallow men whole. And in the Solomon Islands, fishermen still whisper about Ngatunda, a dragon said to live in underwater caves, big enough to capsize canoes. These weren't just bedtime stories. They were survival guides. For generations, parents told children, "Do not play in certain waters. Something powerful lives there." The strange thing is, when you look at the frilled shark, the line between myth and reality doesn't just blur. It almost vanishes. This animal is often called a living fossil. Its ancestors swam with dinosaurs 80 million years ago, and they look almost the same today. While other sharks evolved into sleek hunters with torpedo bodies, the frilled shark stayed exactly as it was. Why? Because it had already mastered its world. A world of freezing water, crushing pressure, and eternal darkness. Most sharks stick to coastal waters where light and prey are plenty. Not this one. The frilled shark hides in what scientists call the twilight zone, between 200 and 1,500 meters deep. Down here, sunlight dies, and the water is so heavy with pressure it could crush steel. But sometimes, they rise closer. In Japan, one was seen alive just 120 meters below the surface, closer than a football field is long. Imagine diving at night, your flashlight cutting through black water, when suddenly a long shadow slides into view. A body like an eel, a throat lined with frills, and a mouth full of gleaming needles. And then it vanishes back into the dark. Its body is built for this nightmare realm. 2 meters long, eel-like, its 6 pairs of gills form lacy collars around its throat. Its fins are tiny, so it moves not like a shark, but like a serpent. And its mouth, lined with 300 teeth shaped like tridents, snaps shut on anything unlucky enough to come close. Some scientists believe those teeth even glint in faint light, acting like bait to lure prey in. But the way it hunts is even more unsettling. The frilled shark doesn't chase its food. It waits. It coils its body like a spring, then strikes like a snake. Its jaw, connected to the skull in a primitive hinge, swings open impossibly wide, letting it swallow prey whole. Squid, fish, even smaller sharks. Imagine being a squid drifting in the dark. You sense a shimmer, you drift closer, and then out of nowhere, an eel-shaped predator lunges forward, mouth full of needles, and swallows you whole. And if that isn't eerie enough, the way it brings new life into the world is just as chilling. The frilled shark gives live birth, but its pregnancy may last up to 3.5 years. Think about that. While you went through high school somewhere in the ocean, a mother shark carried the same pups the entire time. Inside her, dragon babies grew slowly, nourished by yolk, until they were born 1/2 meter long, already miniature predators. No other animal on Earth has such a long pregnancy. Its story doesn't stop there. Fossil teeth show that frilled sharks swam through Jurassic seas, surviving alongside the first birds and mammals. They lived through asteroid strikes that ended the dinosaurs. They endured ice ages and shifting oceans. Other giants, like the megalodon, vanished forever. But the frilled shark endured. Seeing one alive today is like meeting a fossil that refused to die. For centuries, no one alive had seen this creature swim. Sailors found its remains. Scientists kept its bones in jars, but the living dragon was a rumor. That changed in 2007, when Japanese researchers filmed one alive near the surface. Sick and disoriented, it writhed through the water like a dragon rising from legend. Since then, deep-sea ROVs have caught them lunging in the darkness, and fishermen in Chile have hauled them up from the deep. Each encounter feels like a glimpse into prehistory, a reminder that some monsters never left. One fisherman described pulling up his net, expecting the usual catch of squid, only to see a thrashing snake-like creature with a mouth full of glinting teeth. At first, he thought it was a sea serpent from the old stories his grandfather used to tell. It wasn't until scientists confirmed it that he realized he had caught a living fossil. Imagine being in his place, looking down into your net. Monsters that science hasn't named yet may still be waiting. And that's the mystery we dive into next.